Good evening and thank you so much for joining us here on NTV People's Parliament. We are coming to you from the beautiful Gulu City. Now here we have a number of honorable members in the House that have come to deliberate on a number of issues. Now these issues come at a time as Uganda is set for the general election 2026. A number of issues have been looked into by the different leaders, but also the members are here today to highlight on some of those things they look forward to ahead of the general election 2026. Now, you would be asking, why are we in Gulu today? Why are we in Gulu City? Why are we in Gulu District? I'll give you a few reasons later, but for now, I just want to highlight on a few things and a few facts here in Gulu District. I want you to know that Gulu has 10 sub-counties. It has 1 town council, 42 parishes, 153 villages, 13 cells. It has 5 wards, and apart from that, it has a total of 145 polling stations, and it has 58,430 registered voters. Now, this means that ahead of the general election 2026, Gulu is to play a very critical role because it has a huge population of the youth that are actively engaged in politics. So this means that Gulu is set and ready for the election, but also would like to know how ready are the voters, because the Electoral Commission has a mandate to educate the voters ahead of the general election on their role as citizens, but also on their role as voters. Have they been engaged enough here in Gulu City? Do the voters actually know the polling stations they're supposed to go to? Do they know the polling day? Also, do they know the manifestos of the different candidates that they seek to put in office come the general election? Do they have an idea what these manifestos mean? Now, the manifestos that have been portrayed or that have been read out by the different leaders, do they actually reflect the issues affecting Gulu residents? Do they speak to the residents of Gulu, or are they far-fetched simply because the leaders would love to take office or be in power? So today we're here to understand, what do the residents of Gulu want their next leader to delve into? Thank you so much for joining us. For now, I'm going to open the floor of the August House to a honorable member who's going to give us a preamble of where Gulu has come from to this far. Honorable member, please come and take to the floor of the August House.
Good evening, members. I am happy to meet you and our honorable speaker tonight. My name is Opedo Samuel George. I come from Gulu. I am a candidate for Member of Parliament, Laropeche Division. Many of you call it Gulu East constituency. I am very happy, especially for NTV, for this special program. We will not have such an opportunity to deliberate and talk about pertinent issues that affect our districts, our city. But here is a chance, and we will not take it for granted. I want to thank everyone who has taken the initiative to come through tonight for this special moment. Gulu District and Gulu City in particular have relations. There are things that we speak for, and there are things that we demand of a district and of a city. As pertains the electoral mandate and the electoral awareness that the people of Gulu City are supposed to benefit from, there are 2 things that concern us as citizens of Uganda and as inhabitants of Gulu City. One, there is this fear amongst the population regarding the credibility of elections in Uganda. This has made so many shun away from election and electoral processes. It is indeed true that, especially the presidential election, people already assume they know the outcome of the election, even before the election itself. And this is true, not only in Gulu City, not only in Gulu district or northern Uganda per se, or even Uganda as a whole. We know very well that among other issues that took President Museveni to Bush war is the issue of vote rigging. And this is very important for some of us to learn. It is a lesson for people of Gulu City to know that election is something that we cannot play with because it has got our future. It has got the future of our children. We speak through the ballots. And so I would like to urge every Ugandan, every people of Gulu City, to turn in big numbers and vote on the 15th of January 2026. It is also important that we know where our votes is going and how we should protect those votes that we have already cast. I had the opportunity to listen to the CDF. While some other people think that we should protect our vote after polling, we are told to return home immediately after voting. But we're not sure of the safety of our votes. And I would like to urge the Electoral Commission to assure Ugandans how our votes are going to be protected once we've cast our votes. 2, we have members in government who are contesting. I would say they are the incumbents. They are allaying the fears to the citizenry. They are telling the people how they have made it even before election. And this is happening in Gulu City. It is happening elsewhere. We have seen the people with money now buying off candidates without money. And this is happening across Uganda. This is a menace, and I don't know how the Electoral Commission is going to work on it. You have nominated a candidate, and somebody comes from nowhere and buys off the candidate. This is a case that is happening even here in Gulu City. It is happening elsewhere. We have seen how a candidate would be declared unopposed. We think this is not the right thing for a developing country like Uganda. We are yet to learn from the rest of the countries, from the developed worlds, how democracy is nurtured and developed. We want to get there, where the United States, UK, or even Kenya, our neighbors, for example. We want to get there. But if democracy is stifled, how shall we be there? Kenya is far much ahead of us. Tanzania is far much ahead of us. But I want to thank Uganda that we are very hospitable. There is no better country for hospitality other than Uganda. Even when you go to the developed world, we have a name that we have built for being hospitable. And I want to thank Uganda for that. I want to thank especially the government of Uganda for working so hard to make sure that this country is safe. But besides that, can we improve on democracy? Can we improve on East Africa countries coming together? Can we improve on Africa? Many years back, as we were growing, Libya used to be the best country that we would love to travel to. Right now, I wouldn't love to travel to Libya. Why? Because of what they have gone through. And I would love to urge our president, Yoweri Museveni, that this time around, we wouldn't want you to take Uganda to where Libya is right now. Please, you need to think about the country that you so much loved and took a few pieces of guns and went to the bush to fight for the country that you so loved. Please, in the transition period, we ask you, as our members of parliament are coming to the 12th parliament, that we look into the issues of transition, electoral reforms, and make this country a better place to live in. We have never seen peaceful transition of power from one president to the other. And if President Yoweri Museveni wants to make a legacy, We would love to see him do that for Ugandans.
Okay, so honorable member, I want us also to bring back the discussion home.
Please.
And I would like to ask you that you're coming out to stand as a member of parliament as well. What are some of those things in Gulu that have pushed you or that have motivated you to come out and stand in this particular general election?
Gulu is one of the best cities in Uganda. You can see it for yourself. Gulu is very hospitable. Gulu City has got the best brains in Uganda. Gulu City has produced the best leaders you've ever seen. You know some of those leaders. Much as they are now finishing their period of leadership, and still some of us are still coming up, and we also need to be nurtured to step to where they have left. And so I can speak about the things that Gulu City has. For example, you look at our road network. We have the cleanest city ever that you can imagine in Uganda. The issues of garbage collection, the issues of sanitation, every time you move in Gulu, you see that Gulu is one of the cleanest cities in Uganda today. That means there are brains besides this clean city. I want to thank those who have worked so much to see that Gulu is where it is right now. I also want to thank the partners who have worked with Gulu City and Gulu District for the place where Gulu City is right now. But away from that, we would like to talk about some of the ills that are here also in Gulu City. For example, we've got the street children. We have got some of the goons who are now terrorizing our city and now tainting the image of Gulu City. I want to say that this is not the style of living in Gulu City. For us, people of Gulu, we are very hospitable, we are good-mannered, but a few section of people are leading us away and spoiling the name of Gulu City. Gulu City has no problem. For whatever happened in the past, especially the issues of beating that happened 2 weeks ago, this is not the making of the people of Gulu City. It's not the making of the Acholi people. We are very hospitable, but we've got a section of people who, through the need for more money, we don't know their hidden agenda, they've done this. But this is not the behavior of the people of Acholi. It's not the behavior of the Acholi sub-region. And we want to condemn this action that happened in the strongest term. And I want to urge people from within Uganda and without that please, Gulu is the best place to stay in. Come and get a home from Gulu. Come and marry in our city and let us be together. I'd like to thank you so much, NTV, the First Estate, that so many people do not think about it. We know the First Estate is one of the biggest tools we can employ to bring democracy to our land. I also want to thank other sister media houses that are working with us every day to make sure that the electoral process ends peacefully without violence. We denounce violence, we denounce any form of insurrection, we denounce anything that curtails peace, and we want to preach peace and peace only. I thank you, and may God bless you. God bless Uganda, for God and my country.
I mean, thank you so much, Honorable Member, for that submission. And those that are watching from home, you will be wondering, Honorable Member, you can have your seat.
Thank you so much.
You might be wondering that what is the population of Gulu that we are talking about? Now, according to the 2024 National Population and Housing Census of Uganda, Gulu has a population of 135,373 people, and of these, 68,192 are male and 67,181 are female. Also, Gulu has a very youthful population. The biggest population here are youth. But the population also now for Gulu City is 233,271 people, and of these 109,996 are male, but also 123,273 are female. Now the district had, during that time, it had 127,067 households. However, this is 2025 heading to 2026, so there might be new households. Like we've said, it has a youthful population. Maybe some youth have created new households that we don't know about, but that will be determined in the next census. So we were welcomed really warmly in this part of Uganda, the northern part of Uganda, the Acholi sub-region. We were warmly welcomed, and would like to say that we are still welcoming you to Gulu. So far, we have moved around Uganda, and Gulu is extremely clean. Would like to understand, how is Gulu doing this? How is it managing waste? Because when you look at the capital city of this country, when you went to Mbale, and so would like to learn also from the Gulu residents, how are you able to cope and how are you able to maintain the standards of cleanliness that we see? I'm going to take a very short break from here. For those that are watching from home, you're watching NTV People's Parliament, and we're coming to you from the beautiful Gulu City. Thank you so much for watching NTV People's Parliament, and welcome back from that break. But before we delve back into the conversation, I want you to know that voting is not just a right, it's a responsibility that shapes our nation. So together we can make our country better by deciding to go and vote come the general elections. Why? Because this process is entirely attached to us as a nation. For the next 5 years, Uganda needs leaders that can transform us, leaders that can change this nation to the nations that we highly admire. I'm going to have another honorable member to come into the floor of the August House and give in their submission.
Thank you, our speaker, and everyone watching us, our people of Gulu City, Acholi sub-region, and the entire northern Uganda. Call me Okello Samuel Sebi. I am the aspiring chairman LC5 Gulu District. I would like to thank our team from NTV for really allowing us, the leaders, to speak out some of the key important issues that surround our district. Allow me to, first of all, say that Gulu District and Gulu City, we have been in war. But as our speaker said, if you look at the city, it is very nice, it is very good, and the city is very clean. This is because of the good planning that our leadership had. And because of the good planning, you see the roads, you see the garbage management, you see the sewage management, everything is planned. We have the industrial areas, we have the residential areas, we have the commercial areas. So all this one is because of the good planning that our leadership had. But though we have all this good, nice looking environment, our people, they are living in a very, very poor condition. Our people, they are very poor. Somebody is walking in the street, and if you ask them to give you 1,000 or 2,000, they don't have money. Why? Because the government in place has fight hard to make the people poor, not to make the people rich. The money is in the hands of some few individuals, not in the hands of the majority.
Honorable Member, sorry to interject, but I want you to elaborate clearly, because you see, the government that is in power has over the years brought on board a number of programs, poverty alleviation programs. We have seen from way back, we have seen the Myoga, we have seen the parish development model, youth funds, women funds. So please, what do you mean by the government is making people poor?
Now, Madam Speaker, I like to make this very clear, that our government have very nice names and titles. Like we have NOSAF, we have Yoga. The names of projects alone, if you hear, you will think people are doing very well. We have parish development model. But these projects they are talking about, it's not touching the lives of our people, because the people who are running these projects, they are not running it to elevate our people from poverty, but to enrich themselves. That is why all these projects are not benefiting our people. I would like to make it clear, If president of this country can one day move around and ask the people to, those ones who are managing the projects, especially let's talk about NOSAF. We have a project called NOSAF. This project was supposed to change the life of our people. We had PRDP. The project was meant to change the life of our people. But if you move around, you see our people, they are very poor. And you ask yourself, where have the money gone? Who embezzled all this money? The money that was supposed to help our people. All these projects, Madam Speaker, I like to make it clear to you, it has not fulfilled the purpose they have been sent for. The money has ended up in the pocket of some few greedy and selfish individuals. They create fake groups, they create fake accountabilities that our people are benefiting from the projects, yet in reality, our people are not benefiting from anything. This is number one thing I like to make.
Honorable Member, allow me also ask the honorable members in the House. Each parish was given 100 million. Parishes have been given 100 million shillings for the PDM to support in agriculture, support in development, women. I want to know if there is anyone who has gotten PDM money in this August House today. If you received PDM money, because all of you have interest. Oh, okay, yes. So you will come at least and deliberate. Yes, please. It helps if you receive. Can she just deliver? Because I want to know if there are people that have benefited from the program. Honorable Member, did you get PDM money? Should I come here? Yeah, you're going to come. But I want Honorable Member, did you get PDM?
No.
You have not yet seen it?
Actually, not even a coin.
Okay, so Honorable Member, please come and tell us how were you able to get the PDM money for you and how has it worked for you? Because we like to know what is working, what is not. Honorable Member, you're protected. Please stay there.
Okay.
Because as much as the people that have not received, some people have benefited. Yes, Honorable Member, please.
Yes, good afternoon, viewers.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
I would like to appreciate NTV for this important program brought to Gulu City. I'm called Rosamona Billy. I'm also contesting as a female councillor for Laro Peje North in Laro City Division. I was a former councillor 5 representing the people of Buatira sub-county in Gulu district. I want to talk about the PDM which he has mentioned. I'm the chairperson for PDM for my ward, Agonga ward. Agonga ward has already benefited from PDM. 307 people received PDM. Let me say they are beneficiaries of PDM who have already received. We are now again preparing 100 members, again new beneficiaries, to benefit from the fourth disbursement. The only challenge is people receive PDM. This money is supposed to benefit the grassroots person, the poorest person down here. I don't want to say there is no poverty. There is poverty. So when our people receive this PDM money, you receive it according to what project you have written down or you have in your business plan. That I'm going to carry out poultry businesses or piggery business or piggery project. But when they receive money, people divert this money in doing other things. Others take the money to pay school fees, because when you receive the money, instead of injecting into your business, children are even at home, they have not been paid. You think of paying the school fees first. Because you had looked for money, you did not get any money. So you think of pulling out PDM money, about 300,000 or 400,000, paying with school fees. So putting this money which is left sometimes in your poultry business or in your piggery project becomes so little. So now after putting this small money, again, you find diseases have attacked your poultry or the diseases have attacked your piggery. Even the produce business may not be even doing so well. So when you go down there, in reality, you find that the PDM money has not benefited. They have received, but because of the different problems our people have, the money was diverted. Others have diverted the money instead of injecting it into their business, which they have put in their plan.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Member. So now I know what he means when he says that people have not benefited. I wanted us to bring out that better. Thank you, Honorable Member. You'll come in later to give your submissions. I wanted us to understand it in different perspectives. So is that what you meant, or the many who have not yet received their money, actually?
Well,
but just give it a few minutes, then we move on to the next,
yes,
as she will deliberate later.
Yeah. What I've been meaning here, as she has brought it out, well, there are people who have received, as she said. But, Madam Speaker, as I said earlier, I am running for the district chairperson.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of research. And the research that I have done, it clearly indicates that most of our people in the district, in different sub-counties, they have not been able to receive this money yet.
Okay, okay.
Now, allow me also to talk about the human rights violations and the involvement of securities into our election. It is very unfortunate that as we speak right now, the security of Uganda is trying to take over the election of this country. Right now, as I speak to you, Madam Speaker, the CDF of Uganda is running adverts in radio stations here in Gulu that people must go home after election. It is very unfortunately. What does the UPDF have to do with our election? First of all, as a UPDF, their work is to provide security. The election of our country is supposed to be run by the Uganda Election Commission. But right now, why are the UPDF trying to show us that they are in charge of this election? Madam Speaker, I'd like to bring to your attention that in the last 2 weeks, our people were beaten here by the UPDF. When a presidential candidate who was duly nominated came to do his campaign here in Gulu, the people who committed this crime on our people, they killed even one of the child called Otim Joshua. He lost his life because of the involvement of the UPDF in the election. Why are the UPDF trying to destroy the constitution of Uganda forcefully? The constitution of our country is very clear. After election, you can stay within the polling station, 20 meters away from the polling station. But why are the UPDF asking people to leave? Which law are they using? Why are they trying to intimidate the Ugandans? Why are they thinking that they are the one in charge of this election and they are the one who can decide on who should be the next president? As the people of Uganda, we are over 45 million people. UPDF, they are less than even 1 million people. Why are they trying to force somebody who we don't want to lead us? Why are they forcing us to love their bosses? Yet, we are supposed to be the one to decide on who should lead this country. It is very unfortunate, Madam Speaker, that you find a brigadier, you find a colonel, is now standing on the road, directing voters, don't go there, go that side. That is what happened on the 6th year. And it is really very unfortunate that some of these UPDF commanders, they are thinking that they are now the chairperson of Electoral Commission. They are now becoming the polling agents because they reach even to a point of even telling us how the presidential candidate should move in the district. We sit down with police, Madam Speaker. We agree with police how the presidential candidate should move.
So, Honorable Member, Article 60, Clause 1 of the Electoral Commission says there shall be an Electoral Commission of Uganda, which shall be independent and shall be responsible for the conduct of elections and referenda in Uganda. And Article 60, Clause 2 says this will be free and fair. So when you say that, do you think the Electoral Commission is failing on its mandate?
Madam Speaker, I can confidently say this.
And in Gulu,
Yes.
has the Electoral Commission or the polling officers been able to educate the masses on the electoral process?
Madam Speaker, I'd like to make it clear and to all our viewers that the Election Commission has failed us already. They have failed us, number one, they have not been able to educate our voters. Madam Speaker, I'd like to bring to your attention and to everyone viewing us that our people in Gulu district, they still think that if you have been given money, then you should go and vote someone. Our people still think that they can exchange their votes with salt, with soap. They think if a leader comes to talk to them, must leave them with money. All this because of the failure of the Election Commission to educate our people that your vote is not for sale. And some of the political leaders, they are taking the advantage. They are taking the advantage because people, they don't know these things. People who have money, they have commercialized the politics. They go with a lot of money, they find people seated, they begin distributing them 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. At the end of the day, this is not the weakness of these politicians. It is the weakness of Election Commission. Because if the Electoral Commission has educated our people that these are your rights as a citizen, these are your rights as a voter, our people will not go so cheap, so low to sell their votes. That is number one. Number two, the Election Commission has also failed us, especially when you see how the UPDF and the police, they behave on the voters. First of all, Madam Speaker, according to my own understanding, I know the Election Commission should be in charge of this election.
Yes, it should.
But as we speak right now, you find that there are some people who are putting themselves as they are the one in charge of the election, especially when Bobby Wine was blocked here in Gulu. The people who blocked Bobby Wine were not even police. It was the army. They bring even their members. They put here on the road. Okay. And they started beating up. Even imagine the bodyguards that were given by the Election Commission to protect the presidential candidate, they were all beaten.
So, Honorable Member, as we look at the Electoral Commission and the involvement of the Army in the general election 2026, I want to also pose a question to you, a very honest question. Do you think also the quality of voters has declined over the years? Because as we look at the Army, as we look at who is being battered, who is being beaten, what is the quality of the voter here in Uganda over the years? Have we also turned into violent voters as we push? Because what are the parties doing to educate their fellow rally goers ahead of the general election? It's one thing to be battered. It's another thing to actually know as a voter, apart from knowing you having a right to vote. Thank you. Thank you so much. And remember, now where I'm seated, I'm going to take a very short break from here. For those that are watching from home, you're watching NTV People's Parliament, and we're coming to you from the beautiful Gulu City. Now, this was birthed from Gulu District. However, I want you to know that elections are a cornerstone of democracy, generally across the globe, not only here in Uganda. And we all have a role to play in this electoral process. So it's not about the other person, because the next leader you don't choose will be your leader. The next leader you don't actually vote into power will be your leader. So it's our role. It's also our mandate as people to go out and vote. Let's all go out and vote come the general election 2026 for all the parliamentary seats and the government seats. For now, NTV People's Parliament is taking a very short break. When we return, we shall have more members of Parliament to deliberate on a number of issues. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that break. You're still watching NTV People's Parliament, and we are coming to you from the Acholi sub-region here in Gulu City. We are seated at the District Council Hall, and we're deliberating on some issues.
Well, the political parties, from the angle which I have seen, there are some political parties.
Honorable Member, I'm going to ask you to look at that camera behind. It's yours. Yes.
There are some political parties that right now, as we talk, they are taking the advantage of our voters' ignorance, because some of our voters, they are not so much educated. They are taking that advantage. But also, our own voters, they also have their own problems. Because voters, especially Madam Speaker, we in Acholi here, especially in Gulu, where you are today, we have been in war for 25 years. We have people who up to now, as I talk to you, they're still being traumatized with what happened in the war. So if a voter see a soldier carrying a stick with a gun, that memory of 20 years war comes back and they become scared. So the regime is also trying so much to put fear and also to bring back the trauma that people went through during the war. And this has reduced the qualities of our voters.
Yeah.
Because if a voter is looking at somebody who is carrying a gun, and the only mentality you have in your brain, you saw people who carry gun killing others. And you find somebody is now the one directing you at the polling station. The UPDF, they are the one now directing you. Madam Speaker, I have to tell you that in some polling station here in Gulu, there are UPDF who run those polling stations, like in a place called Awaraboro in Gulu district. The polling station is just near the barracks, and everything that happened in that polling station, it is done by the UPDF. Now, you just imagine somebody who went through a war for 20 years. Somebody went in a war for 20 years, and then he has lost a lot. Some people, they are up to now, they are disabled because of the war. And then you are trying to militarize even the election. Definitely people will have fear. Another thing that I like to make it, the qualities of our voters, the poverty that has been inflicted on our people by this government, by giving us fake promises that we shall compensate your animals. Madam Speaker, I'd like to tell you, in every election, the government in power comes that they will compensate people over their animals that was stolen. Every election, even right now as I talk to you, this election here, President Museveni came and told the people of Gulu that he will compensate them for their cows that was lost. But since 2006, since 2001, since 1996, since 2021, that has been like a song to President Museveni. That is what President Museveni keep on telling people. And now our people are poor, and the poverty is being inflicted on our people.
Okay, Honorable Member, I just want you to give in your last submission, like in 30 seconds. What do you think is the way forward for the next leaders? Because come the general election, we still have elections at parliamentary level, at local government level. So what should be the way forward for Gulu district and also Gulu as a city?
Well, my only solution, and what I see, it will help our people.
Before you say the solution is me, because I've been to places where someone says the solution is me. You see me here, I am the solution. So
well, I have to make it very clear to every Ugandans who are watching that the only solution to the problem we have in Uganda is changing this government and voting for change in this country. That is the only way all this problem we are facing, the brutality on our people, it will come to an end.
okay,
Because as long as we cannot change this government, it is a design system to make our people poor. So we must stand strong to change the regime and to see that the change we want, it must be a fundamental change.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member. Let me have a lady, and then after the lady, I will at least have two ladies, then come back to you, because I already had a gentleman. Honorable Member is nodding. He's a gender balance in the house, the August floor. Thank you. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation, Honorable Member. We are looking at how we can move forward and have Gulu a better city.
Thank you so much, viewers. Once again, as I've said, I'm called Rosa Monabili. I'm a contestant for Larope North, Gulu City. We are here debating a very serious partner issues, which we have to really come out with resolutions, as our moderator is saying. Before I go to the resolution, I want to say this, that we are here to make Ugandans understand that this is a period where in a few days or few weeks to come, Uganda has to decide who should lead Uganda. And this is the major topic which has brought us here. And the challenges we are facing during this period until we reach that time to vote, that is what we should look at. I want to say Gulu City started with their campaign very well, especially Ropeje, where I live. We have very peaceful campaign, and we are still continuing. There is no brutality in our area. But what happened on the 6th of December sparked a very serious debate among the citizens of Uganda, because it was really very uncalled for. It was very disappointing when you see fellow actually beating his brothers and sisters because they have come to listen to someone who has come to source for votes from the city of Gulu. It was very unfortunate, and we want to say it was very bad, and we want to say to the voters that if you know that you are actually, you pick a stick, you beat, and we lost a life, this must stop. When we want to get a leader, someone who will lead us in Uganda, we need to see the quality of the persons who has come to source for votes. Than beating, we have to listen to them. The worst thing we want to say, what the government is doing, it is also that our electoral commissions are sitting on time bombs. Some of these issues where the armies are directed to go and beat, to go and direct the diversions of how political people should move. This is not, I think, from the Electoral Commission. They are also sitting on time bombs. They have no say because they are being controlled by the government of Uganda. So they are also being used as tools. If they say, don't talk about this, don't do this, what do you do? We know what Uganda is going through. So I want to say, for us as Ugandans, we must be given fair opportunities so that every leader who has come to stand to look for votes at every levels must be given a fair opportunities to talk to the people, so that those ones who are down there, the grassroots people, the electorate, should vote what they think they can rely on. Secondly, the challenge we have this period of time is money, which is being distributed. Money is being distributed. You know, as one of the speakers said, actually sub-region is second on poverty. Poverty level in actually sub-region is very high. So they take that time of advantage of using that opportunity, that kind of poverty level, to use our people to dance to their tune, which is very wrong. Those are cowards. I say those are cowards who are using money to buy off our voters instead of talking to them, because they don't have the agenda. They don't have issues which they can express to make people understand them and vote for them. So the only thing, they are given money, and these are taxpayers' money which are given to our people. So the only thing we have to do, we have to tell them that people should not look for the money, which should not vote for the money they have been given, because that is taxpayers' money. And we must make sure they understand so that they vote the right person. Distributing money has even made our people not to even give to the right person who can stand for them, who can speak for them. They give money anyhow, they give votes anyhow because of the money.
Honorable Member, for each candidate that stands or each contender, let it be at the presidential level, let it be at the parliamentary level, their manifestos. These particular leaders have manifestos. So these voters that they're given money and they just keep switching and swapping and changing, do you think they don't understand the manifestos? Do you think they have not taken time to read into the manifestos? What do you think is the actual problem at this moment?
Thank you so much for that question. I think most of these people who are going to the people, who go to campaign, they don't even display their manifesto properly. Most of them do not have manifestos, by the way. They talk their own issues. There's no tangible manifesto except for the MPs and then for the president. But for the councillors 4, councillors 5, most of them, they do not have manifestos. So the only thing they do, they talk what they think is best at that time, crack jokes, and they give money. They go away without giving real issues which really touch the people within the community.
So you're saying we have a lot of misinformation and rumor-based politics.
Misinformation is there. Secondly, people do not understand because there is no civic education to our community. People are just going to vote without even being educated. They don't know what is supposed to be done during this period of time. So the only thing I need to say, there must be civic education this short period of time if possible, if it can be done, to help our people understand the meaning of voting and who should they vote, but not the money, the taxpayers' money.
Okay, also as an aspiring leader, we also recently, Parliament was discussing the biometric machines that are going to be used during the electoral process, just a few months ahead of the general election. So how do you think this technology here in Gulu City, is there any knowledge, or you also saw the news on TV, is there any knowledge for the voters that, you know what, we are voting electronically this time round?
Thank you.
And how are you educating your electorates in your area?
Our electorate are very green about those machines. Even some of us, we are very, we are also very green about that machine. And we don't trust those machines. For sure, that is the machine, people do not trust in those machines. Because the machine are the one they use to change figures and the rest of it to change the votes of our people. So there is no trust in this government system, especially those machines, the biometric machines, which they are going to use. Most of our people believe that the machine will come with the voters, the voters' results, which has already been printed in it.
But we have to have a belief in the electoral process.
We don't believe in it because we have seen many times how our votes are being rigged.
So what is the way forward as an aspiring leader? Because you see, even then, when you say that votes have been rigged, you're still coming out to stand. So finally, in 30 seconds, what do you think is the way forward? Because you're also looking to win in that particular position where you're standing.
If you are to vote and we have to trust in the system, the government should leave the Electoral Commission to do their work independently.
Okay.
That is one.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Member. Point of information allowed. Please come and give it. Come and give a point of information. Honorable Member, thank you very much. I will have you still later, at a later date, to give me a submission on service delivery, that is health and education.
Yeah, I would like to add on to what my honorable councillor has spoken regarding the biometric machines.
Yes.
We have the issue of the biometric machines that we are not sure of. It has not been tested. Nobody is sure of the availability or the failure of the machine itself in case it has failed to work. Are we going to resort to the manual system of voting? And if that is going to be the case, how credible is that? That is where our problem is. If the Electoral Commission has already had training, it has trained its staff in handling the biometric machines, are there alternatives in case of failures of these machines? And do we, the electorates and the candidates, have the information about the effectiveness of this machine?
Okay.
That is the question of the day, and we need an answer from the Electoral Commission to update the public about this.
Here in Gulu City and Gulu as a district. However, we are here to understand whether the voters have been engaged enough, what they think the Electoral Commission should do in the remaining weeks to engage them in order to see a peaceful and fair election. If you've been part of this conversation, for those that are watching from home, we shall be in Gulu District and Gulu City again next week to bring you yet another fresh episode in partnership with the NGO Forum. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation.